Michael Randolph, you always be in the gym?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you are subdued today?
No, they say hey.
Yeah, okay, Chase. If you can't find a comb, Chase, turn your phone the long way, man. How you, Caden? Man, we opened up the last show. I know you saw that with us messing with you and them and what was in your ears and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, everybody said, man, why that boy just posed?
Hey.
We see from your nose up. You got a bust lip? Special Mike. Upside down Mike Randolph. You just too special. I worry about you.
On Facebook.
I liked it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter. INSiiGHTS.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach, and this is the cast. We're here today. Hello, everybody.
Yo.
You see, Lindsey, she was just gonna give y'all the big 32. That's the 32 teeth smile. She'll give that to you. We appreciate y'all being here. We're still gonna deal a little bit with some of these protests that are still going on. And I think one of the things that's really kind of interesting is that now, when you really pay attention to what's going on, people are now talking about how they want to disband and redo the police departments. Now, I don't know what the alternatives are. I know in LA, they decided they're gonna take $1.5 million out of the police budget and give that to the Black communities. But they have a police budget is like over $1 billion, so that's an extremely large amount. So it's a lot of things that are going on. I think Mike was able to go to one of the protests in Pensacola last week. Mike, didn't you attend one last week? Want to share that experience with us?
Yes, sir. It was just a lot of people gathering down there. What had happened was they did a memorial for him on like it's basically like called a graffiti bridge and stuff like that. And someone went down and messed it up, and they went back down and just repainted it, and then they started protesting out there. So
they protested about what now being repainted?
They had a memorial of George Floyd there, and someone came and messed it up, so they had to redo it. And then that became like a protest site down here.
Was it a peaceful protest?
Oh yeah, it was a peaceful protest. It ain't nothing like violent here too much.
So how did you feel being a part of it?
It was different. Like it just I've never been in a protest before or like actually seen it, so it was just something to see.
Okay. Lanaya, you had some friends that go, or did you go?
Oh no, I didn't go. I'm still scared of Corona, but I have friends from Tallahassee and Orlando. So a lot of my friends from UCF are still there. And I actually had a friend that's like taking pictures at the riots. Well, not the riots, at the protests, but they've had some that turned into riots, and they also had some looting and whatnot. So I don't know. It's a lot to take in, especially with the dude driving the truck through the protest in Tallahassee. And then you have the fights and whatnot breaking out in Orlando. And then Orlando is so much larger than Tallahassee, so their protests are like 4 times the size of our typical protest.
What's your feeling on it?
On the protest, or just the whole situation?
On the protest.
Oh, I'm here for it. Like, completely here for it. Honestly, if I was in a better condition, if I was in a better position, I would definitely have like been trying to be out there. Knowing that we have people like Talia who's out there almost every day, people like Heaven from Rickards that's at Albany State that's out there, like Mataki at USF doing different things, trying to bring the community together to put stuff on at like Cascade for Juneteenth, stuff like that. I love it because I don't know. I feel like we could do more boycotting. I like the idea of the blackout dates and whatnot, but shoot, Rosa Parks, they had that boycott going on for a year plus. So it's definitely like a marathon rather than just a sprint. And I think a lot of us kind of get caught up in the fact that we want something to change immediately. But even since we started protesting for George Floyd, you can see about a change. Like all the officers are being charged. They're upgrading the charges because they have to listen.
EJ, what's your thought?
All right. It's funny because me and like my family, we all had a meeting the other day about like what we thought about it. How I feel about it is, if we're really being real, if he didn't die, none of this would be happening. And my dad said something really good. He said God had a plan for him, and then God used this to wake everybody up. And it's sad how his life had to be taken so everybody could wake up and understand the full meaning of racism and, discriminating one another, and how everybody's not a community right now. And yeah, and people like us Black people are very upset about that. And I feel that they're taking a lot of anger out on looting, rioting, protesting, things like that. So yeah.
What is the difference in the protests and the looting? What's the difference in the two?
Protesting is standing up, trying to get your word out, let everyone know how you feel, learning different ways to make the city come together and as a whole and make sure these things stop happening. And then looting is honestly being dumb because something else I was thinking about, how they're breaking their own stores down, things like that. Cause think about when it's over, you're not gonna have any community stores or anything to go to because they looted everything. So I feel like looting is very dumb. Like people shouldn't do that because it's not helping anything.
Lindsey?
So with the looting and stuff, I feel like I understand why they're doing it, but I honestly don't think it's helping the situation at all. But I understand why, because they're angry. Everyone's angry. And it's frustrating when you see white people comment on the looting and make opinions about the looting, but they won't state opinions about the murdering and the police brutality and everything like that. So that's frustrating. And I think everything that's just going on right now is just very, very sensitive. Everybody has their own opinions. And
how has it been in Thomasville?
They've done a protest. They did a protest probably last week. And then it was supposed to be one today. Me and my friend were going to go to the one today, but it was storming really bad. So I think they canceled it or whatever. But that's really the only thing. And our protests haven't been big. They've just been a couple people walking with signs and saying chants and stuff. Nothing like how it is in Atlanta and all the bigger cities like that.
Okay, let me ask anybody. This is for anybody. Tell me, does the presence of white people at the protests help or hurt?
It depends.
Yeah,
you have some that are truly out there being allies, and you have some that are out there doing what they want to do. Like, if you see, okay, there's a lot of videos on social media. You can point out that a lot of the looters really aren't Black people. Like, a lot of people tearing down buildings and whatnot are the white dudes with skateboards. It's like all of them are white dudes with skateboards, or to be the police. So I don't know. You have some that are truly allies, and then you have some that are just kind of there. And that's another thing that bothers me. Like, no one's forcing you to be there. You're just there.
I hate how people are taking like this certain looting thing to advantage to get like things that they want and things like that. Because yeah, I feel like it doesn't make you a better person for you to go out and just steal stuff because that's what you want. And plus, you see other people do that. It's a lot of followers instead of leaders. And that's why I feel that's also breaking down our country as a whole, too. So, yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, they're not looting your typical stores. So the Target looting, that was personal. That was because they wouldn't sell milk to people who had been tear gassed during the protest. Understood. But when you think about it, if the black people are looting, a lot of them are getting stuff that white people flaunt, like stuff that they already have. It's not like they're looting for no reason. They're not going in and grab, like, I saw this video, lady running in Target, grabbed 2 lamps and walked out. A white lady. You ain't gonna see no black people running in Target and buying lamps, grabbing lamps. The video I saw, you saw when they're grabbing pressure cookers, air fryers, stuff they actually gonna need and use. And when you think about it, there's probably homeless people in there looting too. Stuff that they need, low income families looting as well, because they see everyone else who can afford that stuff on a daily grabbing stuff. So they might as well grab stuff too.
Hera, looks like you chomping at the bit.
I was really just listening because I mean, I talked about it last week, but I mean, I feel that it is helpful to have both sides, all races there, because if you have all races there, it kind of spreads more of a light on it. Now you have people from other countries in on it and different things like that. So I do like the fact that there are different races there, because we don't only just see white people, we see like people of all color there. But I mean, I like to separate the looting from the protest most times. I mean, my focus was never really on looting itself. My focus was on the matter at hand. And I think that's where a lot of people get like off subject with, is talking about the looting and like, oh, they shouldn't be looting and stuff like that. Or talking about the fact that people are looting and the races that are looting, the difference between that. But everybody has to keep their focus on this. Yeah, these people are being dumb, but you can't stop people from being stupid sometimes. So I think my focus has been on just protesting. Like I went to a protest yesterday with my church, and it was a peaceful protest. Like nothing was crazy, but it was actually, we went around and we like, what's it called? We did also see a lot of homeless people where we were at. So we like fed them and gave them like water, and like they helped us actually like make signs and stuff while they were like being fed and stuff like that. So everything we did was like a peaceful thing, and we actually were focused on things that actually mattered instead of like looting. And like nobody involved in our protest was looting. And there was some people that tried to loot at a different one in Tampa, but there hasn't been much. So
your church went as a church unit in Tampa.
Yeah, we went in Lutz. We went there because I mean, I'm all the way out in Apollo Beach, so like there's not anything that's really gonna go on out here. But I went in Tampa with my friends and stuff, where my family used to go to church at. So we went with them, and it was actually like really fun. And like we just we made different signs and stuff, and it was fun. That was my first time protesting, because the other ones, my mom wasn't letting me, because remember last week I told you my mom wasn't letting me because like she didn't know how it was going to turn out, if they were going to like start tear gassing and stuff. So she was like, let's wait, let's see like how this weekend goes. And so I got to go this weekend.
Chase, you're over there at Chiles, and Chiles has had their share of problems for the last couple years.
Yeah.
Share with us your thought on it, because Chiles has been going through some things at Chiles, and they have predominantly white high school with a black principal, and he has his handfuls with some issues over there.
Yeah, we need to come together, to be honest. It's really bad out there. Really. Especially with this, whatever, all this going around, videos and stuff.
Let me ask you this, Chase. With what is going on now, do you think it make it better or worse at Chiles in the fall?
It's gonna make it worse.
Mhm.
If they're gonna take it as a joke, then it's just gonna make it worse for me.
Caden, you're over at Lincoln. But what is your thought with some of that that's going on over at Chiles? You don't have, or do you have the same issues at Lincoln? And do you think that the issues that are going on at Chiles would get worse because of this? Because I've heard situations where white people not taking it real good in certain parts and using it as an excuse to say what they have to say. So
at Lincoln, it's not like that. It's not really like that anymore as much. I mean, I feel like it's gonna get worse at Chiles because it's so predominantly white, and some people are gonna start taking it as a joke, like Chase said, and it's probably gonna end up like a George Floyd town or something like that. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
So it's not gonna necessarily.
I don't know. Chiles has a history. In Lincoln, I mean, they're a large school, and they might seem like they're predominantly white, but they have a lot of different people of color there. Because I know, like, coming from Fairview, half the population went to Rickards, half the population went to Lincoln. So, I don't know. Chiles probably gonna get worse, honestly. But the population of colored people are gonna have to just be stronger, do better, honestly.
Do y'all think that some of the white people go to these things and as looters and instigate and start stuff?
Of course, a couple. Yeah.
Y'all say, of course. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, I don't have too much to say. It's just I just want to say of course because I know it's some people like that, like just trying to go out there and just get stuff. They really not for it for real.
Okay, did y'all see the tape where it was a white looter protester and the police had his knee on his neck? It was a white guy. Policeman had his knee on his neck and they were yelling at him to get his knee off his neck, take your knee off his neck. And one of his partners reached over, grabbed his knee and snatched it off of the man's neck. Did any of y'all see that?
No.
Yeah. They actually, one of the policemen stepped in, which should have happened the first time, but also he was also a white protester that they had down with the knee on his neck. A lot of the things that are happening aren't just happening to black people. Wasn't the older man, the 72-year-old man in Buffalo, wasn't that an old white man they knocked to the ground?
I saw that, and he started bleeding from his head.
He did.
Yeah, I saw that. That was sad.
Was the one where they shot him with a rubber bullet in his eye? Is that the one?
No, they were just walking by him. He was a silent, quiet protester. They were walking by and just pushed the man down in front of City Hall, knocked him down, started bleeding from his ear or something, and the police just kept walking by. And when they reported it, they said the man tripped. And they were able to have it on film and show that they had lied, that they had pushed him down. Isn't that what you saw, Ms. Tillman?
Yep.
So when you watch it, some of this stuff is really crazy. Now, a couple things. Back when Martin Luther King got shot, which was way before your time and during my time, when we started protesting and rioting, it was bloody from the beginning. And it wasn't as many quiet protests as what's going on now, which I'm really glad to see. But I am glad to see that we're having more white involvement in the protests. And we think that some of that has come because the schools now are integrated. And a lot of you now go to school with white kids. And as a result, during that time, black and white didn't go to school together. And some of the parents and grandparents now have to get involved because they now see their children out there protesting and walking with you. So now they have to change how they view it because they can't really explain it to their kids who've grown up with you. So I'm kind of glad to see them. And in some of the protests that we've seen, I mean, even in the daytime, it's mostly white with some of them. Now, Lanaya says something that now is becoming a trend, is that I've been reading some information that say that they're kind of pushing these protests because of COVID-19 and nobody really kind of covering up. And some of the athletes that have been out there are now beginning to say that they're testing positive. What's y'all thought?
I like it. I don't like hearing that, because then they might cancel the season for real. So
I feel like a lot of people forgot about Corona, to be honest. Like, it's so many people that forgot about that. Like, they're out there. Now, I can't say, I'll be seeing a lot of people with masks on, but, like, still, people have forgot about that.
The social distancing part is not being enforced in the protests and stuff like that. So it's still super risky, even with the mask on. Y'all got like thousands of people in the street. That's a lot.
Are y'all wearing masks as you go out?
Yeah.
I am.
We're required to wear, well, my job is, we're required to wear masks now.
Okay, what about when you're not at work? What about going to the store?
Yeah.
Or any of that?
Yeah, my mom made me put one on.
Definitely.
Mike, you in the gym all the time. Do you have your mask on?
I don't wear it. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to breathe in that mask. But I wear it to the store.
Is that not the whole point in wearing the mask?
See? Mike?
I mean, I can't wear it. I can't wear it in the gym now. I don't know. I can't work out with it. I can't. No.
Yeah, I can't wear it either.
Okay, we got a lot of athletes on here. Most of y'all are athletes or former athletes. And how you gonna manage that? We've talked about it earlier, but how you gonna manage that, being able to work out and still being safe? Coach Randolph?
I need to hear them. I need to hear what they got to say, because they say Lanaya.
Work out
Here?
and
I think
like
Lanaya say something.
we're gonna have to work out spread out, but I can't wear the mask.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a mask while I'm working out.
Like,
I'm sorry.
I wear the mask, like I wear my nails done, so we have to wear a mask there. I already told you before, I already wear the mask, but I don't go near people, so whatever. And I don't go over people's house. Like my best friend, I haven't seen her in forever because her grandma lives with her. So obviously I'm not gonna go there when I've been all out and about, but I don't wear a mask. But I can't wear a mask working out. That's like absolutely not. I cannot breathe with that mask on. I was just sitting down, get my nails done, and I couldn't breathe. And I know the point is not to breathe, but I just can't do it. I can't.
Somebody else?
See, I don't know. I used to work out with that the low oxygen mask. So this is like cake. This is regular. Like Coach Davis used to have me out there running around, going crazy, going stupid in that mask. So this is like, oh, this is what I've been training for. Like, this is okay. This is not terrible.
Okay. Come on, I got some more athletes out there. Y'all been working out. Let's share it with me.
I can't wear a mask. I feel like if we do the season, I gotta wear a mask and my helmet. It's not gonna work out.
Oh no, they ain't gonna make us do
Yeah,
that.
that's dead.
They ain't gonna make us do
Yeah.
that. They better not.
Now, Caden, we just saw you on, we just retweeted your video where you lifting half the gym in there in the weight room. And you were lifting, what, about 550? And there wasn't anybody else in the gym with a mask on, was it? I mean, nobody had a mask on, did they?
Nah,
and
we stay real
social distance.
sanitary though. Like,
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
we keep the place clean. We make sure we keep the place clean and all that. And I mean, we don't really. It's always us. There's no really new people coming in too. So we just know that we're always clean. We're gonna stay like safe.
About how many of you in the gym? See?
It depends on the day. It's usually not more than 10 though, but it depends on the day.
Yeah, Coach,
like a
you
good
don't
group,
say nothing, huh?
like a regular group would be about 5-6 people. So
y'all got me worried about you now. I am. I don't want any of you to be test dummies. And y'all remember the first session we did when we had people tell us that they lost somebody in their family because of coronavirus. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And how quiet everybody got when Cameron told us about that. Oh, okay.
No, I said my brother's roommate, they both had it, but they didn't know they had it, but they were fine when they got it. Like they were fine, and they got tested again like last month, and they were negative after that. So, I mean, it also depends on what you have. Like, I tell everybody I do not wear a mask, and I've been around. So if you are scared or you feel like, you're at risk, then I'll make sure that I don't come over. I don't see you because I don't want to give anything. Because if I haven't, I don't know, I could give it to you. So, if you are at risk and stuff like that, I don't do that. But I mean, I wasn't about to sit in my house all day. Like, and my mom went to work anyways, and she's a nurse practitioner. So she has to deal with all these people anyway. So, I mean,
I hope and I pray that everybody's okay.
But I mean, I tell everybody, you don't have to be around me. Like I tell everybody, if I'm always like anybody I'm going to see, I'm like, I've been out, I've been doing stuff. So, I haven't been in big groups of like, 1,000 people. Well, yesterday I was with a big group, but before that I wasn't with a big group of like 1,000 people. And I've always washed my hands before Corona came around. I don't know why that was a new thing. So, and I always sprayed down, and I made sure I took a shower when I got in my house. So, I mean, I've always been a clean person. So, I mean, I think all this was like new when Corona came around, like wash your hands and make sure you Lysol, like make sure you wipe down things. Like that should have been things that you should have already been like raised to do. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Well, you don't need to say that because you sound like you raised in my house, because that's kind of how my wife and daughters are. Say you've been washing your hands the whole time. It's nothing new to you. You're coming in and out of the bathroom, you should be washing your hands. You should be cleaning yourself. You should be baking. Okay, so I appreciate y'all. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach, and this is the cast from SiiGHTS. And we appreciate y'all. Everybody stay safe, and goodbye.